This is a Rolemaster classic actual play set in Terry K. Amthor's excellent Shadow World using Fantasy Grounds. You can find session summaries, items, and characters on World Anvil, where our campaign is called The Praise of Old Men. Previously, a portal rod has been found. Unfortunately, it was highly magnetic, so it could not be moved from its deadly spear-spouting metal frame. The irresistible magnetic force announced itself by pulling the plate mail-wearing crown onto the polearms, spitting him like a kebab. Later, the metal-clad Victoria was yanked in too and smashed against the ice wall, cast to protect her against the spears. Seconds from death, she was healed in time, but it left Ugnan carrying a debilitating injury, who was laid down to rest, out of the proceedings for now. As he drifted in and out, he heard Orgiana's voice in his head, this time giving warning that danger approached and an offer to help. Trying to resist falling any further into the Dark God's service, he politely refused. Warned of the oncoming threat, the two main warriors, now devoid of metal arms and armour to be able to move about the room, looked for something to defend themselves with, just as Numal confirmed the presence of dark shapes stalking down the corridor towards the cornered party.
Numal asks Cram to step out of the way. He takes off his armour, but he throws it into the room so it's not left outside.
Okay, so the armour...
Yeah.
Okay, so the armour flies across the room and clangs into that ice wall. As you can see, these two creatures, whatever they are, pause at the top as a third appears as well. The creatures are, some of you will recognize them from the room that you first saw.
What's the possibility of Numal still entering the room holding his sword, given the way that others have come into the room with some small bits of metal on them?
You will have to make an extremely hard strength roll to keep hold of your weapon. Somehow you're going to have to overcome and disable this magnetic rod if you're going to fight these creatures with your weapons, because otherwise you're going to be at minus 50 to fight with them using metal weapons.
Silk, do something to turn that off. Look at the fucking table fast. There's like 3 kings of the skeletal people coming down the corridor at the moment.
Okay, she cancels her spell and goes over to the table, and she's going to cast that.
I thought about the heart-shaped table to try and open that. I don't think we could do anything with this. We haven't done anything yet with it.
What are you casting, and what are you casting it on?
I thought I had a pit trap, but maybe that was Ugnan that had that barrier law. Was that it?
Yeah, I've got that.
Shoot.
I'm at minus 50, right? So
you can't cast shit right.
Wrong.
No, I wouldn't want you to do that.
That's the way things work.
I've got nothing, guy.
Cran only bandaged your wound, so once you start fighting, it's going to start opening up that 3 per round again.
That's the least of my worries right now.
Yeah.
Okay, the only weapon I've got that might be... Well, I've got a wooden bow. So the arrows, I would guess, would have steel tips.
Yep.
That would be really useful. I've got some gloves. I could club it to death with the Horn of Valhalla, or...
You could try and close that lead door, yes, Victoria. Whether you could seal it and keep the creatures out is another issue, but yes, you can close the lead door.
Oh, you guys are so lucky she's not doing what she was gonna.
All right, Luma, let's get in there. Let's try and close the door. It's a great idea, Victoria. Let's do it.
Okay, you can hear a humming in the room. As you move across to close the door, you can hear this low hum that gets louder and louder. And then, can you all make perception rolls, please?
Oh my god.
To make it a bit clearer to our audio-only listeners, Ugnan has said to Orgiana, "Okay, my lady, please aid me and my companions, and I will be beholden."
The metal rack shudders just by Silk. Silk, you notice that the rod falls to the ground, and it seems to be encased in what looks like a blue lambent fire. The fire itself, though, is not giving off any heat at all. Ugnan, you notice, stands to his feet and steps off the rod, twisting his neck as if he's been completely cured.
What the hell? Guys, Ugnan, guys. What? I don't know
nice
what's
work,
going.
Silk. What did you
No,
do?
no, it wasn't. I mean, yeah, you're welcome.
That's amazing.
That's fine. I've got a bit stronger. My healing magic's got a bit better. Yeah, walk over and grab the rod. I'll run over and grab the rod.
Has the
Okay,
magnetic effect been cancelled out?
The magnetic effect seems to have been cancelled. As you grasp the rod, Ugnan, your hand passes through whatever this blue shimmering field is, and moving the rod, it doesn't seem to have any magnetic effect at all. As you move the rod away, and of course, as the rod fell away from the table, your armor, Cran, and your armor, Victoria, falls to the floor, as do your weapons.
Doom will hold the door shut, and I'm going to try and get my armor on in the next 35 minutes.
No, hang on. I'll cast Earth Wall, Stone, and I'll block. Get back, guy.
Yeah, I'm also gonna start grabbing my armor.
I'm going to get like a small hammer out of a pack and like bang the internally bent bits of metal where spikes went through back straight.
Okay. Can I have some initiative rolls in just a minute? I just want to reset these the round. Hold on.
Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, can I have some initiative rolls, please, folks? Sorry about that.
Okay.
Whoa, did you see that? 19 initiative. I'm currently second. No one else roll. I'm good.
Oh, these guys are fast.
Okay.
Luckily, there's only like 6 of them. We'll be fine. 5 of them.
6 so
Okay.
far that we can see coming down the hallway.
Right. The first creature strides to the door, steps inside, and then raises both arms and begins to gesticulate. Its mouth, wildly, its mouth opens, but no sound is coming out. Looks like it's trying to cast a spell. The second,
Is the
third,
snowball's not up yet?
nope.
Okay.
All of these creatures converge on the door. All of them seem to be waving their arms wildly and preparing to cast spells. 2, 3, 4, 5. Silk.
Silk is going to cast Rush her spell. She's got 1 round of prep, and that's it. So she's going to rush her spell by.
Okay, so it goes off next round, yes? Or this round?
Yeah, 1 round in, 1 round rushed, and that means cast next round.
Okay, yeah, that's what I took that as. Okay. Ugnan, you are fine.
She'll move there.
Okay, he's going to rush his as well. Let's see, what's the best I can get away with? Level 3. Okay, now I'm going to have to rush it. So I'm going to do a wood wall just there.
Okay, so you will cast your wood wall next round, I assume, yes?
No, I'll do it at 0 prep, so it's going to be...
All right.
Let's have a look. Each round skip 25, so it's going to be a roll of... Well, it's negative 25 to this, isn't it? So here we go.
28 plus.
We believe in you.
Dude, he unpretzeled his neck. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
No. That was close. So that's a fumble. But the fumble has a bigger penalty because it was rushed, of course.
Plus 75.
Yes. So fumble, spell law, but it counts as a non-attack, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wood wall. So off you go.
I'm afraid I rolled.
I'm adding
It's 174.
18.
No, 164.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Severe strain takes toll on caster. Spell misfires. You will take 5 hits, and you're stunned for 6 rounds.
Oh shit.
Thank God we're not going to need any healing soon.
I had to try and close the
Okay.
door if I could.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay. Ugnan staggers back, clearly bewildered by his spell. Cran, you are not armored, so you are armor type 1. But you can grab Town Saver. You can grab Town Saver, if you wish, which is obviously making that regular and rhythmic thumping noise.
Yeah, shield breaker. You mean?
Shield break.
Shield breaker.
You say
sorry.
that quite a lot, Stuart. Have you actually got another sword hidden here, or in another campaign called Town?
No. So if you get the chance, there is a fabulous set of books written by Fred Saberhagen, and he had this idea of these 12 magic swords. It's books might almost be out of print now, but if you ever get a chance, and I've used this idea, the mythology of these 12 swords in almost every role-playing campaign I've ever played.
Oh, cool.
I'm afraid.
Kran's just got the sword then, and he's going absolute gangbusters at. Let me see if he fails a self-discipline check. This might be the time to fail one.
You might want to go berserk.
I know he didn't fail that time. He's
Okay.
He's holding his shit together. If he gets injured, he may lose it. But all right. So it was plus 35 to hit these. If it was the same creature we hit before, is that right?
Yeah, these are definitely horrible undead type things. Oof. So shield breaker hammers into whatever this creature is, and that is number 4, and crunches in, doing 30 points of damage. And you will also do, of course, your slaying, because this is an undead. So let me just call up my table. Critical arms law.
I wouldn't worry too much about the table.
Okay. Yes, nothing.
So I
well,
think I should
negligible.
still be bleeding at 3 around now again, shouldn't I? Because now I've started fighting.
Yes, you are. So
Okay,
I'll
just add
apply
that.
that.
I've added it. I should apply it.
Okay,
one of my
thank
rounds,
you.
so, yeah.
Yeah, so your wound opens up as you leap in. Let me just double check that roll. So 5 is it's slaying against undead. Sorry, wholly against undead, isn't it? That's still another 20 hits,
Wow.
even with that roll.
So I'm
Oops.
doing my absolute best to try and prevent this thing getting into the room.
Okay, so you're
So
trying to block
if-
it with your mass.
Yeah, and,
Yep.
I mean, I'm parrying, I'm blocking, but I don't want it to pass. So I prefer to get hit than let it pass.
Okay, you shall not pass. Okay, Numal, it is your turn. You can retrieve your sword, but you're going to have to fight without your armor, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so that's what I do, and I retrieve Shinnan's sword, and then again rush to. Sorry, not again. I'm rushing to Kran's assistance.
The door is still open, of course, but yes, you can. And that, I'm afraid, misses. You've pinned this thing with your blades. Victoria, you can also retrieve your weapon, but you can't put on your armor, so you'll be fighting unarmored.
Yeah. I will retrieve my shield and the warhammer.
Shield and warhammer. Okay, so you can
Yeah.
then move in and attack.
Yeah, let's go full out.
Okay, that is 19 points. You also, though, managed to do a critical with your holy weapon. Off you go. So it's a large open-ended roll. High open-ended roll.
Yeah.
There you go. That is 61. 10 hit points of damage. It is still standing, I'm afraid. The 3 of you have hammered it with your weapons, but it still stands there, rocking and unsteady. But you haven't disrupted its spell casting, I'm afraid. And then Cherry, who retreats and readies her bow. And then its initiative, please, folks.
Okay, I need to
Oops.
max out to beat these. No. Sorry, guys.
You suck.
I didn't know how fast they would.
Whoa, that's not good. My defensive bonus is shocking right now.
Right. This one steps to here. Let me just have a look and see what spells it can cast. Okay.
Plasma ball.
Kran, can you give me a mentalism saving roll, please?
Oh, don't go for his mind. Come on, that's not.
Yeah,
That's just below the belt.
exactly. Fish in a barrel.
Okay. You feel almost as if something reaches out, Cran, and grabs your head in icy fingers, and the pain lancing through your head is indescribable. You're stunned for a round.
Oh, no.
fuck.
The next figure, who is further back, he will step to here, Cran. You are no longer able to stop him, so he's going to come past and move into the room. But he doesn't do anything else just yet. Number 3 similarly comes into the room.
Yeah.
Number 4 steps back slightly and is still casting. And number 2 steps to here. Numal, can you give me a mentalism resistance roll?
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's good.
No.
Okay.
Negative.
Yeah, your
right.
head explodes like a pumpkin.
So, Numal, let me just double check.
What luck this
Numal.
game, guy.
That rolls from -96 to 434.
Right, Numal. So you are stunned and unable to parry for 4 rounds.
Ooh.
Oh.
Damn.
Silk.
Silk finishes her spell. She's very upset. She lets it go. She needs 27 or 28. Oh, God.
Almost a 1 in 3.
Yeah, but with the way we've been rolling, so
We had
she gets it
perfect
off.
faith in-
She will put down this stone wall between Cran, Victoria, and the 3 above and block that off.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
And I say, Cran, just lean up against that. You'll take all 3 of them. Let us deal with these ones inside.
Okay. So you've put presumably some sort of stone barrier across here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Which Cran can then collapse against.
It lasts
Okay.
1 minute per level, so 9 minutes. It's not permanent.
Okay. Let me just draw that again. Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
Okay, and she'll move
Yeah.
next to
that's fine.
Ugnin.
Okay, Numal, you're in a lot of pain from this. It's almost as if something has tried to take control of your head and your mind, and it is all you can do to not drop to your knees and just bury your head into something soft to get rid of the pain. It feels as if something is trying to push your skull outwards from the inside. Ugnan,
He's going to take a
you on the other hand feel
swig.
fine.
Yes, he's sort of stunned for 6. So, well, stunned 5 now. So he's going to take a swig of Vinnic from the Vinnic pouch.
Okay.
Which is stun relief 1 to 10 rounds.
Yep.
I'll not take any chances. I'll take 2 swigs.
Okay, so that will double the addiction roll.
Oh,
Yep.
God. No.
Tasty.
You're going to roll a 10.
Only I could have done on the first one. Never mind.
Yeah.
So,
Here we go.
17 rounds of stun relief. Okay, that'd be great. Right, okay, here's the addiction roll. Open-ended.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So you are no longer stunned,
Okay, that's probably all you can do then.
but that is your turn over. Okay, Cherry will try and fire her bow at one of the creatures. That actually manages to do 5 points of damage. Cran, you are stunned and you're
That's the last
bleeding.
round of stun. Yeah.
But you can move to that stone wall and at least brace yourself against it. So the creatures, maybe, if they try and push it over, are going to really struggle. If you
Okay,
wish.
I'll try and do that. Just as I get my breath back.
Okay. Victoria, I think you are free to act.
Yeah. I will move over to number 3 and attack.
Oh, come on, Victoria.
Big roll.
Yeah. We need some good roll. Oh, nice!
Oh, yes. 203.
Okay, so your hammer crunches into the creature that almost seems surprised that you've closed to fight it. These things, whatever they are not used to being challenged in their own domain. You do 19 points of damage, and you do a wholly critical on this creature. So that's a high open-ended. 65.
One off.
Close.
The creature takes another 10 hit points of damage.
Wow.
Okay. And we'll have some initiative rolls, I guess, please.
Oh, come on. So,
Okay, so the first creature is on the other side of the door, wall, sorry, and is unable to do anything. Number 5, however, though, looks at you, Silk, in particular, moves across slightly to here, and I think it will do what you've done before and try and hit you with a lightning bolt.
oh, you jerk.
I think that was a shock bolt.
So that's 9 points of damage from that lightning bolt.
Okay, half.
Half, so that's 4. Oh, there's that. Yes, okay, so that's going to be 4, but I am going to do a C electricity critical.
Oh.
Do you have any resistance to that?
50% elemental damage and all criticals reduced by 1.
Okay, so that's going to be a B.
Nice.
So that's a 55. So you are spun about and you're stunned for a round. Your leg takes the brunt of the damage. You're bleeding at 2 hits per round, I'm afraid, Silk, from the Scorch. And you take another 7 hit points. So that would be 12. And you're stunned for a round, I'm afraid.
That's okay. And then half of that, unless you've already had.
Okay, so if I halve that, so that would be the 3. I'm going to call that. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. The other skeleton thingy is trapped outside, as is... Oh, this one isn't. It will step away from you, Victoria, and it will begin to cast a spell. But it will step over here. Okay. And that one is trapped outside, I believe. Silk, you're stunned, but you can move if you wish.
Oh, yeah. I wish. 50%, and I can move 90 at 100, so 45, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 to kind of try and get some cover from this heart.
Okay. Numal, you're still stunned, I'm afraid, but you can move half of your distance if you wish to reposition yourself.
Yeah, I'll move in the same direction as Silk, so I don't know how far that would be.
Yep, something like that. Yep, happy with that. Victoria, you are free to act, I believe.
Ogden prepares a spell.
No, I was going to chase off the number 3.
Okay, yep, off you go. So I'll let you run after it and hit it again. Yep, no penalty, so off you go. The Warhammer actually still manages to crunch into the side of this creature. The hammer was obviously forged with these sorts of things in mind. So that's 14 points of damage. More importantly, you do a wholly critical on the creature. That's just air. Although actually, no, it does 20 hit points.
Wow.
So
Really?
yeah, that's just yeah.
Lucky.
If you roll a 1 to 5, 20 hits, flat blow, subtract 10 from your next swing. 6 to 10, 9 hit points.
Wow.
It's just one of the vagaries of the way the tables were set up.
Yeah, large and super large can break your weapon sometimes with that kind of roll and still do math.
Okay, so Cran, you're able to act this round if you wish.
I am not stunned. Yeah. So, does this stone wall look? I kind of got the back.
Oh, it's solid.
But does it look wedged?
Yes, it is.
I'm running forwards and taking this thing in the head.
Okay.
No parrying whatsoever. It's all or nothing.
Bran with Shield Breaker smashes into the creature. You do 30 points of damage on that skeleton, and you also do a holy critical on it. Cran, off you go.
It's definitely better than 5. Slightly better than 5.
So 29 is another 15 points of damage on this thing. And that then takes us to Cherry, who will try and shoot it with her bow. And that's a miss.
And that's where that session finished, so let's pick up at the start of the next session.
Okay, let's have some rolls for initiative, please, folks, and we'll see what carnage we can all cause.
Hey, Ugna, do you think Silk's really one of these shrouded skeletons? She's so fast, look.
No
Totally old
kidding.
enough.
Okay, it's harsh, but possibly
Bastard.
true. Silk, it is your turn.
Okay, there is going to be a prep round for a spell.
Okay, given your level, the spell is obviously quite a high level spell. Okay, okay. Whatever skeleton this bloody thing is, I've got to find it now. He will step slightly back from you, John. The skeleton stares at you. You can see the blueness of his eyes go almost a deep, cold, almost coal black blue, and he gestures with his hands towards you and begins to soundlessly mutter some words. So he's casting something pretty nasty at you.
Okay, screw the parry then. He's getting both barrel.
Similarly, skeleton number 3, or the ex-priest facing you, Victoria, does the same thing. Done. Ugnan, it is your turn.
Okay, so last session he had prepped something, though I have no idea what it was. So I'm gonna retro and go. Oh, it was definitely hold kind. That's what it was, but I have no idea what it was. I think it was actually gonna be a barrier spell. But
Okay.
I mean, the barrier itself on the door, is that looking okay at the moment?
Yeah, that looks solid. These things are not powerful enough. I mean, even somebody like Cran would struggle to knock down that stone wall. He could do it given time and suitable endorsement with the right herbs, but he would struggle to knock that wall down. These things are not as powerful or as big as Cran, so they're not going to knock that wall down.
Okay, I'll try hold kind then on Shrouded Skeleton 3.
Yep, go ahead. You gesture and cast at skeleton number 3, and it seems to get stuck in what it's doing. Its hands flicker slightly, but that's it. It seems stuck and held immobile.
Cool.
How long does that last for?
So humanoid target is held to 25% of normal action, and it says duration is for as long as I concentrate.
So it's on 25%, so that means its spells are going to take a lot longer to cast.
But I presume it gets a channeling resistance roll every round.
Yeah. So but you can see that your spell has had an effect on it this round. Cran, what do you want to do?
So Cran's seen, so I'm assuming he's seen this making obvious spell casting gestures.
Yes.
I know I've got seconds to try and do something without this attacking me. He's going to kind of dodge that way and then flick back cat-like to try and flank it using Cherry as a resource, maybe to try and scare it. And
I like the way you nonchalantly say "step back, cat-like." I'm sure that isn't in Cran's vocabulary normally, but yeah, go ahead for it.
Just because he's big, he's a big man, but he's in shape. So his agility is pretty good actually. It's 91, and his quickness is pretty good as well, which is
Oh my god!
94. Oh yeah, he's really, really athletic. So he's just massive.
Veritable Johnny Weissmuller. Off you go.
First off, though, is a self-discipline check to see if I start getting ragey. No, hold it together. Okay, so he's attacking. He's attacking normally with the massive sword. So what level was this? Because I know I get adjustments to level.
That's right. So these creatures are level 20.
Jeepers. Okay, so.
And they're undead, so you get your level bonus, etc.
Full bonus on that. He swings very hard. Oh, that's handy.
So you do 30 points of damage to it.
By open-ended?
Yeah, so you're going to do a wholly critical on it. So that's high open-ended, please.
Oh, that's not very high.
17. That's still another 12 hit points on it.
Stab it, Jerry!
Okay, Victoria, it is your turn.
Simply gonna run up to it and strike it.
Okay.
Oh.
This is with the Warhammer, isn't it? That's 9 points of damage. So your hammer crunches into the creature. But as you said before, it's quite tough. And even though it's struggling to evade your blow, it seems to be quite sluggish in its movements and slow for some reason. It's still tough enough and resilient enough to ride most of the damage. Numal, who retreated, let me just see what his damage was. Oh, he's unharmed. He's going to go in and fight. I think he'll come round to here to come in and try and get a rear attack next turn. Cherry will retreat. There's no point in her going there getting damage, and she will get her bow ready. And that's it. So can we have initiative rolls, please, folks?
By the way, Numal's still stunned.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Okay. So that actually, yeah, so that's why he retreated. So he will only be able to move to about there. Thank you for that. Number 3. Creature steps back.
Remember, he's held.
From you, Victoria. He's held 25% of his action, isn't he?
Just in case you want to roll the resistance roll.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And it doesn't make it. So it's slow and it retreats slightly, but is struggling to get its spell off. Its gestures are slow. The movement of its jaw is slow. The spell has been effectively inhibited. That's that one. So this one retreats, Cran. It is still able, though, to cast its spell. So the lightning bolt whips past you, Cran, and flashes over the stone, missing Silk comfortably. That's that one done. And Silk, it's your turn.
Okay, Silk realizes how slow she is in this combat, finally uttering the last word for a deflection spell, and immediately starts concentrating on any other bolts that are going to fly. One of them is going to have minus 50 on it, so that's me. She'll duck a little bit, so her eyes are only above the table there.
So
that's
you've got a deflection spell cast on yourself, yep?
Not on myself. It's any bolt within 100.
Right. So I think that spell will basically, you can now trigger on any attack before it's your next round, if you see what I mean.
And I can concentrate if it doesn't get used, it says. So that's all she's doing is concentrating until it gets used. So, for example, if Cran is attacked, you can trigger that spell. So you can hold it if you want for next round. And if Cran is attacked, it's triggered. If you like. It's minus 100, and that's what I'm doing. Done.
Right. Okay. Ugnan, it's your turn.
He's still grappling with the mind of the other thing, so he's probably just put his hand up and
I mean, Ugnan, would it be a nice flavour for you if you made that spell casting roll again, or are you happy just to go with me making the same base roll?
No, I think you're right, because basically it shows the ebb and flow. Maybe he starts to lose it a bit, maybe he starts to gain, but here you go.
Okay, so give me another roll.
He's lost it. He's fumbled.
No, you haven't lost it. Technically, that's just
that's a fumble.
Automatic failure.
A 1.
I would assume the spell just goes down.
Right. So as you step back, you trip on some of the ironmongery coming out of the rack, stumble and lose concentration of your spell.
Yep, that's my game.
All right, Cran, it's your turn.
Okay, Cran, his old dad will be proud of him. He's getting more and more self-disciplined.
Boring.
He's got a look on his face of grim determination as he walks up. You see actually how big he is outside his armor. His armor doesn't add a lot to him, actually. He's just huge. He steps up and just feints one way. You can tell he's fighting someone who's not used to combat, but it's just bloody resilient. It's made of like wood and roots. This thing is so. He swings hard.
Ooh. Yeah,
Nice.
you have broken fantasy grounds because all I get is a XXX.
But I
on
tell
the
you what,
table
I'll
is
roll
over.
again, and then can you just apply that result to the critical that I may well do?
Hold on. So
345.
that's
Wow.
again another 30 points of damage. You've done another Holy Arms critical, please. So high open-ended.
Bit better, but not great.
7 is another 30 hit points of damage on number 5, who is now could be. He's a gnat's chuff away from collapsing into dust, bones, and tattered rags. 3 hit points, and he's down. Victoria, it's your turn. Yours is putting up quite a fight, has shaken off Ugnan's spell. You are, seconds away from getting a lightning bolt in the face.
The best defense is a good offense.
And that isn't.
No.
9 points of damage. Okay. Numal is still stunned. He's still maneuvering for position and trying to stagger off. Right. Cherry will. Okay. I think she'll have a go with her bow. She doesn't want to close in on that one.
Deflections, minus 100, Cherry.
Take that. Yeah, she misses. Okay, so we'll have initiative rolls, please, for everybody. Okay.
Oh, that Ugnan, I can't quite get a jump on him.
So you can see the stone wall begin to get rimed with ice that begins to intensify. So you can see some of you are frosting on that stone wall that Silk put up. And the rime turns into frost, and the frost begins to turn into ice. The mages on the other side are clearly coating that thing with ice. Perhaps they're hoping that the ice will open up cracks in the wall that they can then open up.
Warm it up!
Okay, drown them! So that's number 3. Right, number 3 that you missed. Oh, that's his lightning bolt at you. So he'll step to here and flick out a lightning bolt at you, Victoria.
Minus 100.
Minus 50, minus 100. Ooh.
Minus 100. Do you want to cast that deflection? Yep.
Yeah, she'll roll.
That's a miss. So as the spell casts, you can see the lightning bolt. As the lightning bolt flashes towards you, Victoria, almost instantly, there's a shimmering blue light that forms in front of you and deflects the lightning bolt across to the left.
Actually, he's out of range for moving back. No, it's 103. And shit. Because I moved away. The hypotenuse is 3 feet away now. Otherwise, where he was perfect. Okay, so I'm still concentrating, and it doesn't go off.
Okay. I'm going to let that for the sake of what we've just recorded. I think that we're going to have that deflection spell working.
Oh, thank you, then.
I just think to cancel a well thought out spell by 3
Damn you, hypotenuse! Yeah,
exactly. What sort of geometry teacher am I? So, no, I think that spell hits.
Okay, thank you.
As that lightning bolt is about to, it's going to be hard enough for you anyway.
She'll have moved 5 feet for you. How about that?
I think one way or the other, you would kind of know your distance. I think you just intuitively feel so. Over that range, yeah, your spell goes off. So the lightning bolt is deflected neatly, Victoria, from you. There is clearly another power working in your favour in the room. You'd be unaware that it's Silk's example. Do you know I can do with those sound effects when I teach?
I want them in.
Yeah, or
No, no.
at my age, do you just wake up in the morning and you think, aha, another night without wetting the bed?
Well,
Hooray!
for me, it was to be in the bedroom. I'd want those, but yeah, I don't want that explicit one.
Yes. But the second one is to take as you take your pajama trousers. Okay. That's shared too much. This self-isolation is not going for me at all. I'm clearly losing. So let's have a look. That one's done. That one's done. You can see that the skeletons or the priests on the other side of the wall are trying to weaken it by casting ice at it to open up fissures and cracks in what is a natural stone wall. I'll let you make perception rolls at the end of this round. Right, the badly injured skeleton staggers back, but undaunted is beginning to cast another spell, Cran. That one is done. Silk, it is your turn. You've cast your deflection spell, so you are free to get another deflection ready if you want.
Yeah, because she concentrated, she's at 50% action, so she'll start prepping 50% towards 90 of prep round.
Okay. So on your next turn, you will have that instantaneous spell up and running, won't you?
I'll be
Ready to
trying.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Ugnan, it's your turn.
Ugnan takes his 5 foot of movement and then starts preparing a spell.
Okay. Cran, your enemy is trying to retreat.
Cowardly bastard. He is absolutely fine. He's getting more confident in his unraging abilities. He's going to leap in.
Quoting poetry.
The sword is almost humming. The heartbeat is really quick. There's a faint kind of whistle to it. This is absolutely in its element for this kind of foe. It's built to kill these things, and it's almost as if he's guiding Cran, not the other way around. And you can see Cran's fighting in for anyone who knows swordplay, which may well be Victoria Numal a bit. This is a very ancient sword style that he's using, and Cran just uses brute force normally. Cran's no more elegant than this ever you've seen him so far. So
He's dancing, babe.
he is indeed. Holy crap!
Another
I'm getting
crit.
some good rolls.
Good, 315.
That's 3 in a row that max level.
So the creature takes this blow across the upper part of its chest. So you take off its head and half of its rib cage. It might have been more elegant to take its head off, but it's certainly much more effective to just almost decapitate the thing. So it crumples to the ground, a mixture of bones and ash. Let me just get rid of that one.
Has Cran noticed this ice? He was basically fully concentrating.
Yes, you
on
have.
ballet. He
Cran,
has,
as it collapses to the ground, there's a great puff of black smoke. Can you give me a channeling resistance roll, please?
I'll try.
Nice.
Okay. Cran, you feel as the black smoke surrounds you, you can feel tendrils of it trying to creep inside your clothes, inside your ears, your nose, and your mouth. You can feel a pressure on your head, and you can hear a faint sibilant voice whispering, "You will be mine. You will be mine. You shall be mine."
Get out of my head!
And then the feeling goes, and the black mist sinks to the ground and vanishes. Okay.
So I'll scream out, "The spirit of that bastard tried to, I don't know, take me over. Keep well away from him when you kill him. If you can."
And then he shrugs. Numal is still stunned and manoeuvring for position, sluggish. Victoria, it's your turn. You were protected by Silk's magic last time, or some magic in the room. Do you want to risk another? Yes, you do.
Yes.
He charges in again.
Come on, baby.
Oh my god.
Okay, actually, that worked better. That's 12 points of damage. And this is also a holy weapon. So it's a holy arms critical, please. That's
Holy
high
snap.
open-ended.
Hi.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a big one. Oh,
81.
nice.
Good roll.
81. Strike to the foe's forehead. The foe has no helm. It's dead. Down it
Whoa,
goes.
nice.
You
Yeah.
crunch. So as you sort of kind
Oh,
of
God.
leap up slightly in the air and bring your hammer down on the creature's head, driving the creature's head into its chest, completely dislodging and breaking apart the vertebra. It drops its arm, slumps to the ground, and falls forward, slightly bumping into you as it does so. Again, as it hits the ground, there's a great puff of black cloud as the essence that was animating this thing tries to
Friend,
escape
what?
and find a new host. Channeling resistance roll, please.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh no!
Victoria,
Oh, God.
Victoria, the rest of you notice Victoria go rigid and drop her warhammer and just quiver with shock or something else. Perhaps she's been poisoned. You don't know. More later. I just kind of knew. This is the telepathy after a couple of years of gaming. I just knew there'd be a sound effect.
Perfect pause. Thank you, Stuart.
That's right. We've never worked before, have we, sir? No, we haven't. Okay, so Cherry pauses and then focuses her attention on the wall and gestures at the wall. The stonework is beginning to shake and move very slightly. The wall is probably going to stay up for a number of rounds, but it's not going to last the duration of the spell. Let's have some initiative rolls, please. Oh, I better do
Yes,
a new
I
roll.
beat Hudson.
Nice.
And Cherry.
What?
Eat it, old
Okay.
man.
What's going on?
Okay, so Silk, both skeletons have collapsed to the ground. You can see that your stone wall is under assault from these creatures casting ice at it. Their only recourse, lightning bolts at it will just bounce off and are not an effective use of spells. But a couple of ice bolts or a couple of ice balls or ice bolts, as the ice expands, will crack and break open the stone so that anything with any sort of force or even a lightning bolt will start dislodging some of the stones in that stone wall. Give me an intuition or some sort of engineering roll. If you've got
we'll do
stone
intuition.
lore or engineering or intuition.
Yeah, I'll just take the 0.
Okay. Yeah, the stone wall is going to collapse. It's going to last for at least 2 more rounds, possibly more, but you wouldn't want to bet for much more than 2 rounds. At least 2 rounds, though, you've got.
Okay.
So what do you want to do, Silk?
She'll move to get to behind the magnetic puncturing.
Yeah.
And she'll start casting warm solid, which hopefully will counteract and delay the wall from coming down, so these guys can get their armor.
Okay. Nice. Numal is still stunned. He will take the opportunity to stagger over to where you are and take up a defensive position behind the spikes. Cran, you can go and retrieve your armor and start putting it on if you wish.
Give me as much armor as I've got, he says as he's like trying to put greaves on and pull a breastplate over his head and stuff like that.
Okay,
That's
so
what we
Cran runs over and immediately begins to don armor.
So I think he took it off about here, didn't he?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Ugnan.
Yeah, I'm just checking. I think that's the 2 rounds of prep. So he's now going to let loose the earth wall that he was prepping, and he's going to put it all round the back of the wall.
Oh, well done.
All right.
You've got the damn defences strengthened.
Okay, so let me put in another one.
And it's not a fumble.
Nice.
So you've put in an earth wall there,
Well, right up against
which is ramped up against the stone. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so that earth wall would be up against it. Yep, that's fine. Regular barricade. Victoria, you are still motionless. Can you give me another channeling resistance roll, please? This, though, is still 0. Okay. Right, Victoria, you are getting some movement back inside. I'll play this out loud for everybody to hear. So you can feel inside another presence inside your body and inside your head. And as you look down at your warhammer, you're a bit confused as to why your warhammer is on the ground. and actually why you'd use a horrible thing like that when you've got a great big powerful demonic scythe. You'd be better off just leaving the Warhammer and using the scythe. That, after all, gives you 2 attacks. It's demonic, and you're much more attuned to that scythe anyway. You're going to be better off using the scythe, part of you is saying, than ever using that Warhammer again. Leave the Warhammer, use the scythe, and get ready to face whatever is coming through. In fact, given that you've got this really powerful 2-bladed weapon that does fire and ice damage and is demonic after all, you're probably going to be better off facing this thing than Cran is. So how about you draw that scimitar and just step to the front and take them on? And that's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay. Cherry. Cherry retreats to stand by her best friend for life and gets an arrow ready to fire at anything that manages to break through. Though Cherry does say, so, and I'm not going to try and do an Australian accent, so how do we get out? Initiative rolls, please.
I think we just did, because I beat Ugnan. Damn it.
You can see that you can't see the ice anymore as that earth wall forms, but you can see the top of your earth wall probably beginning to just get a little bit frosty as well. But that's all you can see. Silk, if you cast your heat fire now, it's got to get through the earth to get to the ice. You might want to cancel your spell.
Yeah, that's what she was going to do. She starts casting a different spell, and she's going to pull or reach into her... Oh, no, it's 90%. Done. That's all she does.
Okay. And Ugnan.
Ugnan's going to start prepping another wall spell just in case he get through this one.
Okay. Numal will come and flank, getting ready. Cran, you're still getting dressed. Victoria, can you give me a resistance roll again, please? Channeling resistance roll.
Oh, that's better.
Okay, so as you've got your scimitar out, you've got your scythe out, and this voice inside you is telling you to step to the front and get ready to fight the skeletons. But it's also saying, if you are clever about this, you can escape. If you get by the corner, then that wall is going to come down eventually. As these things charge towards that group of idiots collected by the pointy stuff saying, come and get us, you could escape. And after all, with the blade that you've got, nothing's going to really trouble you if you make your way out of the city and back to the airship quickly. And you know, as the only survivor, there's a lot of loot on that airship. And remember, you're part of the crew. The other guys are just, well, you know, they're not part of the crew. You came from the crew. They know you. They're your friends. These guys aren't. However, there's another part of you that says, what on earth am I doing? I'm as trapped in here as I am the others. How am I going to get past whatever's on the other side? Victoria, what do you want to do? I'm going to give you free choice. You can drop your scythe and go and pick up your warhammer, or you can use your scythe, but you realise that something is trying to take possession of you.
Can I roll to see what I'm gonna do?
No, it's up to you. You can go and pick up the warhammer, but you've certainly got this feeling that the scythe that you've got, which is demonic after all, and actually, as you strode across to step in front of Cran, that scythe felt good. I mean, it felt good. You could do real, and I mean proper damage with your scythe, whereas that warhammer was clunky and clumsy, and to be honest, it's not you. Now that you are beginning to shake off this influence, heck, you've got a demonic blade, but there's a holy holy warhammer back there which destroyed one with one blow. Maybe a bit heavy and ugly, but it's effective. What do you want to do?
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and collect the mace and stuff.
Okay, so you retreat and pick up the warhammer. Okay, next round I'll get you to make another resistance roll. If you succeed, the spirit that has tried to take over you will leave you for good. You've begun to shake off its influence. Cherry asks again, so what do we do? Do we wait for them to come through? Is this a last stand? Is there no other escape? And then she's quiet. Initiative rolls, please.
Right, my legs are safe now.
Don't forget your
foot
cod
is
piece.
safe. Yeah.
Yeah, my left cot piece. I've got the right one to go on.
Okay, Silk.
Okay.
Nothing seems to be happening at the stone or earth wall at all.
Right. So Silk remembers Ugnan talking about the heart-shaped rock and that there were cracks or something, like a tiny little crack. So she's
That's
just
right.
going to move over to get a view of that, and she's going to cast Crack's Call. Any previous cracks or flaws in material up to 10 by 10 by 10 section will extend to their limits. So she's just going to rip through that. I don't know if there's an R&R if you want to do it or...
Yeah, there will be for this. So if you give me...
base attack.
Yeah, give me a base attack roll.
You guts it, sir. Ooh.
As you cast that spell on what is clearly non-natural stone. It's obviously there are magical properties in the stone, and whoever crafted the stone, or the people that crafted the stone, were obviously powerful magicians. But the power of your spell is such that the stone is drastically weakened. The stone rumbles and shudders, and you can see a section on the top begins to slide and then stop. You can see a crack of about an inch. So there's obviously a hidden compartment underneath this stone. All you can see in it from where you are, you can't see anything, but you can see there's a central section which has started to move, and then your spell has faded out, petered out, if you like. So you've opened up the compartment, but not fully.
Okay.
And it's
Next
frozen
round,
where it is.
do it again.
You can try it again, if you wish.
Yeah. That'll be her this turn and next turn.
Okay. Didn't expect you to do that. Ugnan.
Going to carry on prepping, and if he's got it actually prepared, as soon as he does, he's just waiting for them to get through the wall, and he'll allow one to come through and then drop another on earth wall in between them to try and separate them. I've just asked the Facebook collective, and they reckon it's 10 minutes for AT20.
Wow.
And that's assuming you have a helper and you already have your padding on.
Well,
he's
he's got his
maybe
padding
padding
on. Wow. Didn't take us 100 rounds to get him out of his arm. maybe that's Sarissa's influence.
It's gonna take longer now. You just slashed all the leather buckles off, and it fell off last time. So he has to re-sew them as well now.
Okay, Cran. So you are looking at. You're still struggling to get your armor on.
Cran says, "Oh fuck it," and he just stops trying with his arm and just walks up, stands right in front of the door with a two-headed sword gripped in front of him in both hands.
Okay, and the rest of the party go, good, and retreat behind it.
Your towel falls down.
Yes. Victoria, Cran has now taken up a lead position in front of the door. You've decided to go and get your warhammer. As you bend down to pick it, you hear that voice again telling you that this is really stupid. You really don't want to use that weapon. Keep with your demonic blade and look after yourself and get out. Isn't it bad enough that you've already been cursed and changed sex? You've gained nothing from anything so far apart from pain, trouble, and you're now a woman rather than a man. What is your wife going to say when you return? So you ignore the warhammer, and to be honest, good luck, Cran. Tell me how that works for you. Standing there with no armor and a holy blade. Good luck. So I'm afraid you failed your resistance roll, so the thing re-exerts its power. It is telling you, wants you to just get out of there and leave that horrible cursed warhammer behind. It's actually, and you can remember that actually as you grasped it and swung it, it was kind of painful. You know, every time you hit something with it, the jolt went through your arm. It's a really uncomfortable, unwieldy, unpleasant weapon to use. Whereas this demonic blade that you've got, it was crafted for you. It almost hums. in your hands as you wield it. I think Cherius is curious enough that she'll go and have a look at that crack, to be honest. So she'll go over to have a look and see what's going on. Numa will stay where he is. Okay, initiative rolls again, please. Just so I've got you guys in order, really. There's still no change to the stone or earth wall. So if these creatures are trying to get their way in, they're either being very patient waiting for the ice, or they're just going to starve you out. Maybe they're assuming this is the only way in or out. Silk, what do you want to do?
This will be her round of prep for the Crack's Call again.
Okay, so you're preparing that spell again. Numal will hold his turn. Cran, presumably you're holding your turn, waiting for these things to come through.
Yeah, he'll just glance over his shoulder wistfully at his armor. Even the ugly old pot helm looks... Actually, he'll put that on his head. He can do that quite quickly.
So he's got his codpiece, a leg greave, and I wish
and a helm
done again. It would be hilarious.
So yeah, he's looking grimly at the door.
Okay, Ugnan, you're holding your spell, aren't you?
Well, if nothing's happening, nothing seems to be moving.
No.
So I'm going to cancel it for now, and just the actual rod is going to wrap up in a piece of cloak or something, a cloak or something, and make sure the head is pointing away from the spikes. Maybe even bury it slightly into the ground.
Okay. If you make an attune roll to it, you can try and start mastering its powers. Remember.
Okay.
Don't know if you've got attune, so that would allow you to, now that you've got it under control, not quite.
Okay.
So if you make that attune roll, it will basically allow you to know how the rod functions. So there are mechanisms which will stop it being magnetic. At the moment, it's still shrouded in that blue sheen, which is stopping it magnetizing anything. But but you've been warned by Morgiana that this won't last for long. So at some point, somebody has got to figure out how to use this rod.
Okay, he'll keep puzzling on it then.
Victoria, give me a resistance roll, please. Okay. So the sensible thing to do would be to get the hell out of here, but unfortunately you're trapped. It might be possible to do a deal with these things. Maybe if you helped them, you'd be able to get out. Perhaps now it's up to you. Probably the most dangerous person in here is Cran. If you took Cran out...
Now, hold on a second. Cran's a weakling compared to Silk.
No. And then if you took Cran out first and then Silk, because after all, the healer and that useless elven bard and the thief, they're not going to be much trouble. But if you took out Cran, then you've just got to take out the Doxy. You're probably going to be able to do a deal with these skeletons.
Yeah, nice.
What do you want to do?
Sounds sensible to me.
Cran says, turning gun, bring it, big boy. Oh, right. So, okay. So next round. So you'll get a resistance roll next round. If you fail it, you're going to swing at Cran.
Yep.
The rest of you can see Victoria grimly advance to join the front ranks with Cran.
Don't forget to add ambush.
And... You bastards. I was just thinking rear attack, not ambush as well.
He won't have it. No fighter has
I don't have it.
You should have said, oh,
Damn
that's my best skill.
Yeah.
Okay. Sherry is going to look inside, and she looks up and says excitedly, I found it. I found what we're looking for inside, and I might be able to reach it. The Ashling Stone. I think I've got it.
What the...
Wow.
Initiative, please. So the Ashling Stone that she sees in there is obviously not on fire. It's just that stone with that red rune on it. Okay, and the stone itself has these golden fibers running through it. The stone is actually quite regularly shaped, so it's a bit like a D8, an octahedron, is that, I think. something like that. Silk, it's your turn.
Okay, Silk sees, Cherry reaching in and pauses on the extra cracks call for now.
Okay.
She won't cancel the spell. She'll just take an extra round of prep just in case she can't get to it.
Okay. Numal, he's going to draw. So he sees Victoria stepping up to stand by Cran. So he will come out to step up too. And as you know, Numal has been sort of twixt and between. Is he a fighter? Is he a fighter? Is he a lover? Is he a singer? So he draws his blade, and you know he's frankly pretty inept with it. But he steps up to stand by you, Cran, because that's what he wants to be seen to do. Cran, at the moment that earth wall is holding, the stone wall is holding, Numal steps up, and you can sort of feel Victoria, who's become something of your right-hand woman, step up as well. What do you want to do?
Any other way out in there, Cherry? If there is, so grab my armor and start dragging it down there. Otherwise, how much time have we got? Ogden and Silk, how long will these walls hold?
Not
And
long.
I'll turn back to the walls. I can try and buy you some time, but there's got to be some way out of here. Or somewhere to hide, I hope.
All right. Okay. Ugnan, what do you want to do?
Well, first things first, they said on Facebook, if you put just your breastplate on, you're straight onto AT-17, so that can take like less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll be putting that on. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. No, I agree with
that. Right, okay, so exactly, I'm waiting for Cherry's answer for that as well. If there's another way out. Otherwise, he's going to keep looking at
there isn't.
The rod and seeing if he can work out how it works.
You might want to post on Facebook, Steve, that you've just their comments have just saved a TPK.
Post the Twitch channel too, so they can laugh at the hijinks.
Okay, so
that's the achievement.
Ugnan, right? So the rod itself, so that's an attune roll, isn't it? So the rod itself, basically, if you twist the handle clockwise, and every time I tell you this, it'll change. If you twist the handle clockwise, you will actually deactivate the magnetism. So you know how to turn it on and off as a magnet.
Okay.
You also know with that roll that should you find the other portal rod, the other portal rod will show a strong attraction to almost anything that's non-metallic, but that's not flesh. So anything organic, leather, wood, and so on, ceramics will be attracted to the stone, will be attracted to the other rod. Again, that will probably be deactivated in a similar way. The two rods together, because of the power and the magnetism, so to speak, in them, if you turn them on and set them apart from each other, they will create a portal of some description. And what you also know is that portal isn't just allows you to go to a place, but this will take more research. It also allows you to go to a time as well.
Right.
Silk pushes Ugnan onto the rack and takes it. Portal?
So those two rods are portal rods, not just spatial, but also temporal as well.
Whoa! We could fight with our old heroes from history. That'd be amazing. Let's do it.
Wow. But you said they had to be together.
Yes, you have to get the other rod. Yep. Victoria, give me a very important resistance roll.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. That was a 19 for people who want to know.
It was.
I guess we should note the number.
Sorry. So on a 19, I'm afraid. Well, no, for you, Victoria, this is good. So you can step up. Numal is no problem. To be honest, a good sneeze will probably knock him on his feet. He normally lasts 2 combat rounds and he's retreating anyway, crying for help from the healer. You know the healer is no problem. Even if he gets his axe out, he's more likely to take his toes off than is to hit anything. Cran, if you can get 2 good whacks in, will go down because he's got his breastplate on, but nothing else. And besides, he doesn't even know you're coming. To be honest, he's had this coming for a long time. He's big. He thinks he's fast. He's not. And actually, you're getting a bit fed up with the fact that he's always leading the way. He's a bit crude. He's a bit loud. And honestly, the way he's been looking at you in your armor, no, enough's enough. Hit him.
Oh, get him! Get him!
Is it with a rear attack?
Yep. No ambush.
Yeah.
Right. The reason oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Hold on. Before that happens, sorry, I forgot to say, before that happens, Cran, you actually said that you were turning back, effectively, you were turning back to look at Ugnan and Silk, and then you quote, you turned back to face the wall. So you actually saw, so you saw Victoria come in. So that's why I'm not going to give him ambush, but you might also get a sixth sense that there's something not quite right. He's not approaching you to go to your side. He's coming at you from your blind side. No warrior does that to another warrior. And Victoria, when all's said and done, is a stand-up, honest, reliable fighter. You know, he knows, she knows the code. Give me, looking for a decent roll that would give you a hint that something's not right. I think probably intuition. Oh my God! It's not one of your words. It's your dump stats.
Oh,
Yeah, let's give that a try.
oh.
Completely trusting.
He's come around to help you in
Okay,
your armor.
I don't think I'm trying to help you here, John. I don't.
No,
think...
no, it's fine. This will work. I just do need to adjust my combat. If I did partly get a breastplate on,
yes,
at the moment I'm set to armor type 1.
All right, so let me know when you're ready for this. I'm sorry.
So it's breastplate, and that's medium armor. It's plus 20, isn't it? So, okay. I'm not ready, but I think I'm ready.
Okay, so to be honest, if you can take this lumbering, sexist, chauvinistic pig out, you've just got to worry about that tart who keeps firing off spells and then telling us how clever she is and has got the self-discipline of the average cat. You've got this. To our delicate listeners, I don't mean any of this. I'm in awe and wonder of all of our players. Off you go.
And that's where we're going to leave it this session. Oh dear, player on player. Very hard to shield or change those kind of roles because they're all going to be out in the open. You'll see that next episode. Thanks very much for watching, listening, subscribing, following, all those different things. Big shout out thank you to our latest subscribers, a number of anonymous people, but also Derek Payne, Tom de Argentina, Green Spectre, and Jeremy Wilkerson. Thanks very much for subscribing. Anyway, catch you next time. Cheers, bye.